L'chaim!
6 or 7.
It's 7.
It's 7?
Yeah, because I remember thinking last night, and I was going to make a comment, but it was stupid, but you could listen every day for a week to everything we've...
Figure out what's going on, yeah. This is episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. Welcome to episode 7, everybody. Who would have thought we made it this far?
I did.
Last night we started recording. We got halfway through a podcast and the computer crashed. And we lost everything.
Every fucking thing. It was pretty decent material.
It was great material. I was crying, laughing, and it ruined my whole life. So I had to go and splurge and buy a brand new MacBook Pro so it won't happen again.
So we should be good for at least a year. So the one thing we were talking about, which I guess we could just get it fired up, was that, and you said you'd heard of it, the billionaire diamond trader that went in for penis enlargement surgery and didn't come out.
No, he had a heart attack on the table,
yeah.
I guess.
Didn't come out.
That's a hell of a way to go.
That's a hell of a way to go.
Yeah.
But we were talking about, if you're worth $5 billion like this guy was,
sure,
isn't that like enough? Like, that's a big dick right there. Right?
I guess it's all relative.
Right? Like, hey, you have a small dick. Yeah, but I got $5 billion.
$5 billion.
Billion.
Yeah. I mean, you could buy a lot of dildos.
I don't get it. But, reading this article, apparently he had like major Napoleon syndrome.
Yeah.
Where he's just
a little guy with a little dick with a lot of money. Good for him.
Do you
think he had a big car?
I'm sure everything that he did was big. Yeah, because that's part of that. That's part of that syndrome.
That idea.
Yeah, and I was saying, like, there's no way I would fucking have that surgery.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, you have had surgery.
I have had surgery.
You've been snipped. So
I have had snippage, which was scary as fuck.
Uh-huh.
They give you a Valium before you go in to calm you down. Didn't do a goddamn thing to calm me down.
It didn't even make you loopy?
No, I was nervous as fuck. Dude, they're about to cut my sack.
Yeah.
What? I was like, hey, cut my sack. Dude, it was crazy. So you're sitting there, you're wide awake.
Yeah.
And so the nurse is sitting on one side.
Yep.
The doctor's on the other side. They each got a nut in their hand. And they're like having a conversation. Like, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Like, I'm like, yo, can we concentrate
cut the semantics
on this right now instead of having this conversation?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
So after they got done juggling your nuts, did they like throw some Novocaine down there? Or did they just go right in?
No, what? Just fucking slice me without numbing me?
No, man, what's going on? I've never had my nuts.
Well, I hadn't either at that point, but they numb you with a needle, very small needle, which surprisingly doesn't hurt.
No.
It's more like a pinch than a pain.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't recommend it for a daily routine, but so I got the Novocaine, and then they're in there going to town, and it's almost like the motion his hands were making was almost like he was like fucking cooking. Right? Like they were like going up and down and pulling this fucking cord and snipping here. But I mean, the procedure, I think, generally speaking, took a half an hour, maybe.
So, I mean, it wasn't that bad.
No, hindsight, it wasn't that bad.
Were you sore? Like, when you were sitting down the next day, were you, like, sore as fuck? Like, oh, man, I'm sitting on my nuts.
Well, I was prepared for that.
Yeah.
But no, it was... thankfully, I didn't have... I mean, the little discomfort, like, you could feel the boys.
Yeah.
But, no, it generally was fine. I was
chill,
fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I was so nervous. But why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, I mean, I think about it all the time. As I get older, my nuts get longer. It's like hair. It just keeps growing. I don't.
My hair actually doesn't grow that much anymore. So thanks for bringing that up.
Well, there's hairs all over my body that are growing now. My ear hairs. I mean, I trim them as much as I trim my beard anymore.
Good for you.
It's like little midget trolls are growing, out of there. But anyway, so my nuts.
No offense to midgets.
My nuts are growing. Well, I didn't say midgets. I said trolls.
Midget trolls. But
I fuck trolls. Like, what the fuck do they got on me? You know what I mean?
So anyway,
so my nuts are hanging, and they're getting lower and lower, and I'm thinking there's gonna be a point where I want a nut lift. I mean, like, people get facelifts.
Based on this article, I don't think you should worry about that. I think you should just tie dental floss around them and then lift them up when you're in the water when you sit down.
Yeah, attach a pulley system to
the like toilet. A little marionette.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting when I wipe. You like pull backwards.
You could probably just wipe with your scrot. Just tuck it back there.
Well, you gotta end up wiping the scrot when it gets long enough that it's like permanently in the water.
But see, the way you're describing it, like right now, I envision your nuts like that's bad enough. Like if you just put a period, like I'm envisioning your nuts. But like you're like, oh, my nuts are getting lower. Like I envision them like hanging like grapes on a vine. That's where I'm at right now. When you're like, my nuts are getting lower as I get older.
Well, like you're
not 70.
When you're like hot or you're like cold, your nuts don't expand and like contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when mine are contracted, they're like normal. It's like fine, I could deal with this shit. But when they expand, like hot showers, whatever the case is,
like you don't even
that shit is like what the fuck.
Like, you don't even need a bathtub stopper anymore. Like you're in the hot bathtub, they just float down to the
drain. Pop up. They pop up. I can play like the bongos on them. Like,
don't do that, man. You'll fucking get a stomachache.
Oh yeah. Well, it depends how you. Well, that's another thing. When I was younger, if somebody like as much as grazed my balls, my ears would pop.
Dude, if somebody like talked about them, they would.
Yeah, hurt. Like if they blew a spit wad and it hit me in the thigh, the thought of it maybe hitting my nuts,
like the vibration that went through.
Yeah, it would crush my soul. Like I would die. But now it's like. Sometimes I sit on a nut and I'm like, move it over, rip it off.
Yeah, those low-hanging nuts.
Yeah. Rip it back, and then the worst is when they get stuck to your leg and you got to rip it off, and it's like Velcro stripping. Like
it gives new meaning to rip the Band-Aid off.
And then you understand why old people use Velcro shoes, because it's like everything's like that in your life at one point.
They got sticky nuts.
The Velcro shoes. It's a problem.
There's not one single fucking thing about getting older that's good.
I think there's a few things.
All right, well.
Like I'm not as dumb as I used to be. Well, maybe not. I don't know about that. I'm still pretty stupid. I make a lot of mistakes. My eyes are worse. I can't see as well as I used to. I blame that on the computers and the iPhones. And
you used to wear glasses. Did you?
I had LASIK eye surgery. Oh my god, that was a story. So
tell me.
The Valium thing you were talking about?
Yeah.
They did that to me too.
For that surgery?
For that surgery, yeah.
Okay.
So they gave me 2 Valium. And
two?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 might have done me right.
You only got 1?
I only got 1.
Yeah, I don't know how many milligrams they were. I can't remember. So maybe yours was a bigger one. Who knows? But I got 2. I popped them both like they told me 20 minutes before the surgery or before I got there. I don't know. By the time I got to the surgery, I was whacked out of my mind.
God bless you.
So they had me change it. I put the robe on, and my dad had taken me because he was my ride. You can't drive afterwards.
Sure.
Your eyes are covered. And I come out in the robe, and he looks at me, and he goes, "What the fuck is on your arm?" And I'm like out of my mind. I'm not even thinking about it, and my tattoos are showing. I'm like 18 years old. I've never shown my dad my tattoos at that point.
How many did you have at that point?
I had the one, my initials up here and a cross on my back. And he could see what was going on my arm. Man, he was like kind of disappointed.
He's like, Costa, drive yourself home, you fuck.
He was angry, yeah, but at the same time, he knew I was like whacked out of my mind, so he didn't want to like lay into me. Right. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh yeah, I never showed you my tattoos. Let me show you the one on my back. Like I'm like digging ditches.
This is pre-surgery.
Pre-surgery, yeah.
Because if it was post, you can be like, what they do to me in there?
Yeah, you would have bought that hook, line, and sinker. Not. So I go into the surgery, and you don't know what to expect. I mean, you do know what to expect because before you even sign up for the surgery, they sit you into this like little room with like an AV table, like the kind that they pulled in high school.
Wasn't it the best when you saw that coming down the hallway?
Yeah, you knew what was going to happen. It was like no class today, just bullshit.
Right, just gonna sit here and fuck off.
But that's happening, ratchet straps and all on the TV. You're sitting in front of this, and they play like torture porn for like an hour. Like you watch a surgery, see how it happens. They explain everything to you, and then they go through like all the things that could go wrong.
Of course,
it's like one of those commercials like, for the drugs.
May cause diarrhea.
This might cause anal leakage.
Your nuts might fucking dip into the water.
Yeah. A little early, yeah. What am I on? Huh? Anyways, so I watch the torture porn. I go through all that, and I sign off that I'm going to do it. But then even though you watch all this and you see it, you're not really mentally prepared for what happens.
Were you freaking out watching it?
No.
Like when you were
it.
No, but yeah, wanting it and then witnessing it are two different things.
Yeah, but witnessing it, you don't understand what happens. Because like when you get there, they strap you in, they put protractors on your eyes, they peel your eyelid back, and you're just like Clockwork Orange staring at this major like $100,000 machine on top of your face. And then the guy says basically, stare at the light. If you look at anything else, if your eye moves, you're gonna ruin your eyes. You're gonna go blind.
So you're freaking out.
So you're like, okay. So you're staring at this light. He brings a needle down and starts poking your eye with Novocaine, which is awkward. You're high on the Valium, but you're feeling the needle pop your eye a little bit.
Really? Nah. See, you've lost me already.
Then your eye goes numb.
How quick? Immediately?
Yeah, a couple of minutes, however long it takes.
Like at the dentist.
Like at the dentist, yeah. So then you're staring at the light, and you see a blade coming across your vision. And that blade slices the top of your eye open. But when I say it slices the top of your eye, it pops your eye. It makes a fucking popping sound like a pop gun.
Dude, I seriously just vomited in my mouth.
I mean, like, I'm not lying. This is what happens. And then they peel that fucking top part of your eye back, and they start shooting lasers into your eye, and all you see is light, blurry light.
Pew, pew.
Yeah. Pew, pew. And then they pull the thing back, and they're like, all right, we're doing the second eye. So you have to live through that crunch again.
And there's nothing, I mean, can't you put headphones in?
No, there's no headphones. It's inside your fucking head, man. Even if you have music playing, you're going to hear that pop. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't know, man. My music goes deep.
But there's another version you could go. It's called PRK, and they basically like put drops in your eye, and it dissolves the top layer, and then they shoot the lasers in, and it grows back, I guess. I had that done as a touch-up on my left eye.
All right, here's a fucking Lasik laser eye surgery.
You're gonna watch this right now?
Yeah.
Oh man,
just keep talking, but I might vomit. So all right, so you fucking pop your eyes twice.
Yeah.
They cut your fucking eyes.
And then you're blind. Like, they patch your eyes. You're not allowed to look. You can't have any light or anything for 24 hours. So they send you home. You pop like another Valium and you go to bed till the next morning. And then you wake up the next morning and you open your eyes. And when I opened my eyes, I was...
Dude, first fucking scene, I gotta turn it off. There is no fucking way.
You could handle that, yeah. It's pretty intense. But then when you wake up in the morning... Like, you literally have that knee-jerk reaction to reach for your glasses.
Would you consider that a knee-jerk reaction?
Well, it is. I mean, it's like the first thing you do, you want to see. It's like, bam, I got to grab my glasses so I can see, right?
Seriously, like bragging to Helen Keller right now. Oh, you want to see?
Oh, yeah. That's fucked up, dude. So anyway, I go to grab my glasses. I realize they're not there, and I don't need them because I could see everything around me. And that was one of the greatest moments.
Oh, it had to.
It was crazy. I was like, wow. I can see. But then as I've gotten older now, because of all the computers and stuff...
Yeah, it's getting worse again.
Like, it's not terrible. I'm still like 20, 25. I don't need glasses 90% of the time. But, man, there's times where I get tired and I start getting headachy.
It's such a fucking waste. I mean, you have fucking... If you're still wearing glasses now...
I don't wear them now. I do on occasion. Like night driving, I get finicky. Like I want my glasses because I get like the halo effect and all that stuff.
Yeah. But night driving sucks.
Yeah, night driving does suck, period. And the older I get, the more I hate it.
Dude, you remember the Helen Keller jokes growing up?
Some of them, I mean.
Oh, dude, they're so bad, but I know. Like, how did Helen Keller's parents torture her?
I don't know how.
They rearrange the furniture, stick doorknobs on the wall, and stick a plunger in the toilet and step on her Braille books with golf shoes. God, it's so bad. I've seriously been knowing those jokes since I was 8.
That's terrible. It's 8 years old.
Yeah, or younger, seriously.
Oh my god. My favorite go-to jokes are like, what's the fastest speed you can have sex?
What?
68, because if you go 69, you gotta stop and turn around.
That's bad.
Yeah, bad is like it's raining cats and dogs outside. Don't step in a poodle.
Or what time's your dentist appointment?
I don't know what time.
Tooth hurdy.
Tooth hurdy. That's
those are like the types of jokes that you get off like the popsicle sticks.
Yeah. When you were a kid, that's funny, man.
Go ahead.
No.
You like popsicles?
Popsicles, yeah. I do. I'm more of an ice cream guy.
Okay.
Oh my god, I love ice cream. I had some earlier today.
Straight up.
Perrydale and bought a bunch just in case your sugar drops later while we're playing crab.
You know, I think we talked about this before. Mm-hmm. It's Perrydale.
Perrydale, yeah. I'll always call it Perrydale.
Same here. Oh, what was the word we were saying last night? Skeet ball.
Skeet ball, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I call it skeet ball, and so do you.
I call it skeet ball, yeah. But it's wrong. It's skee ball.
It's EESKEE ball.
Right. But I call it skeet ball, and I always did. And now I'm getting yelled at because that's, Mandela effect or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like a where we live word. I think other people actually refer to it as a skeet ball as well.
Yeah, exactly. For whatever reason, it's a colloquial thing somewhere.
It's somehow. Interesting. But yeah, you were saying how you took your niece to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Dude, love me some Chuck E. Cheese. My whole life.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, I tried to act like I didn't give a fuck, but as soon as we were in that zone, all I wanted to do was play all those games.
Oh, it's hardcore. Issue. They've changed it though. They don't have the automatronic.
Yeah. The mechanical band.
Yeah, animatronic. Thank you, Sam. They got rid of the stage and all that shit. And now they have like a disco dance floor. Like, who's fucking going to Chuck E. Cheese to dance?
And then the mascot comes out dressed as Chucky. Yeah, Chucky, and he comes and dances with the kids.
Chucky used to be, back in the day, Showbiz Pizza. Remember
Showbiz Pizza, man. Was there a Prism? Was there something about Prism back in the day too? I always say that, but it was called Showbiz Pizza, right?
Yeah, Showbiz Pizza. I never heard of Prism.
Prism sticks out in my head, but
no, yeah. So,
Showbiz was amazing.
Yeah,
like their animatronic band. That, as a little kid,
in the 80s, for sure,
blew my mind. I thought that was the greatest thing ever. Like, amazing.
Dude, I used to go to Chuck E. Cheese so much as a kid. Like, my mom would pick my sister and I up from Hebrew school every Tuesday or Thursday or whatever the fuck, and we'd go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
And honestly, from back then and until now, love their fucking salad bar. Yeah. I know that's probably so gross. I just fucking love it.
Dude, I don't... Their food's not bad.
No, it's improved over the years. Yeah, I like their pizza.
My thing is, it's so expensive for what you get. Like, we got a pizza, French fries, an order of wings, and 2 hours worth of playtime, and it was like $90.
Dude, that's bananas.
Man.
That's a racket right there. And then for $90, you'll win 8 tickets and get a plastic fucking spider ring.
You weren't doing it right.
It's like, fuck. You even the games that you crush it at, you're getting at max 12 tickets a time.
Right. The funner the game is.
I don't know if that's actually English.
The
more fun.
The more fun.
There you go.
The more fun a game is, the less amount of tickets it gives you.
That's exactly right.
You have to play the boring games, the clock tickets.
Yeah. Dude, back in the day, they used to have air hockey. Mm-hmm. I even think they had ping pong at one point, but don't quote me on that.
I love air hockey.
Love air hockey.
I still play. I kill some air hockey.
Yeah.
Sam and I, before we go to movies, sometimes we'll play a good half hour with air hockey before we go into the movie.
I'll play my kids, have no mercy.
Do you have a air hockey table, or do you just go?
No, if there is one and they want
I'd like to get one eventually.
They're cool.
I mean, like, a pool table's awesome. I wouldn't mind having a pool table, but I think an air hockey table would be
they're legit. Fun. Darts.
Yeah, because you can play at any age. Yep. You don't have to be skilled. It's not pool. If you don't have somebody that actually knows pool or understands the game, which when we were kids, I feel like everybody played billiards.
You had a pool table right here where we're sitting, right?
Yeah, we had a pool table, but there were billiards everywhere. We used to go to the pool hall, hang out and play pool.
Yep.
Today, I don't think there's a pool hall anywhere.
They opened up that arcade downtown.
Yeah, have you gone?
I went once with my cousins.
Was it cool?
It was fucking phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah. It was.
And it's like Chuck E. Cheese. You pay for a card for a couple hours and you just go play games.
Yeah, and it's all old school games.
That's pretty cool.
Like Mortal Kombat, fucking Donkey Kong.
That is pretty cool.
Miss Pac-Man. That's probably... What's your favorite arcade game?
Cool.
Like OG stand-up arcade game. And it can be as simple as pinball. I mean, I love me some pinball.
I liked fighting games.
Like Street Fighter,
like
Mortal Kombat.
Street Fighter. Because on the arcade, they were so simple.
Yeah.
It's 2 buttons and a joystick. So you could really get down on that. Like make cool combinations, moves, all that. And then it went to like the video games, and all of a sudden you're like up, down, X, R2, R, L1, just to make combination. Back in the day, it was like A, B, A, B, A, B, up, down, A, B, A, B, A, B, and they would do crazy moves. So it was legit fun. Yeah,
Street Fighter was great game.
Tekken.
Yeah.
Tekken was cool back in the day.
But yeah, so that arcade downtown.
Do you know what was awesome though? Do you remember NFL Blitz?
Yes, but I didn't play it that much.
Oh, that game was so awesome, so legit.
What you got, a little Alka-Seltzer Plus over there?
It's the cold and sinus version.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the cold and sinus version.
There you go.
Gotta keep myself going here.
Pinball. We had a pinball machine that was Guns N' Roses pinball machine. Uh-huh. Dude, it was the best.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Did you go bowling at Suburban Bowlerama?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was in a league. I still have my balls.
Really?
Sam makes fun of me.
But they hit the toilet.
Yeah, they do. They hit the toilet.
If we could come full circle here.
Yeah, come full circle. With my balls.
Yeah, love bowling.
Yeah.
So you're a legit bowler, huh?
Not anymore. I took my balls out. I can't even say it with a straight face.
Right? What do you?
I took my balls out and threw them around.
Put them over my shoulder.
Yeah, put the bag over my shoulder, and then I took them out of the bag and threw them down the lane. But first of all, my hands are fatter, so they don't fit right. So I'd have to get them drilled back out to actually play a legit game.
Oh, you can do that.
We played. Yeah, you can go get them re-drilled and replugged. Oh. But I don't know if I want to spend the money. I'm not trying to get back into bowling at my age.
No, I mean, if you want to bowl, you just use the balls they got.
Yeah. Well, I did that. I did both, and we played like 3 games. And man, my arm, it was like locked up for a week.
My God.
It was terrible. I felt terrible.
That's terrible. That's so fat of you.
Yes, I didn't say I was skinny. I never claimed that.
Yeah, I love bowling. You put spin on it?
Yeah.
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 They got
Did you ever go duck bowling?
Yes, because I lived in Boston.
Why isn't that popular anymore?
It is New England.
I mean, down here, there's one place in Maryland when I was a kid. I don't even know if there's one now.
Honestly, I was never a huge fan.
I thought it was fun.
It was fun, but not as good. I never thought it was good as regular bowling.
Well, yeah.
10 pin.
Yeah, that's true.
So I never, if it was like the option of the. Have you ever done like now they got like all like the glow bowl and shit like that? It's pretty cool. I mean, they get the music pumping. It's a good time.
That was the funnest, duck pin bowling with a glow bowling mixed.
Oh,
it'd be like
I never did duck pin with glow, but I did regular with glow.
Yeah, that's really popular.
I just went a couple weeks ago with Dad and the kids.
Yeah,
yeah,
we had a good time.
Yeah,
I went with the fam.
It's fun.
My mother-in-law is so competitive.
Really?
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
I'll beat her. No problem.
Well, the thing is, she's competitive to a fault. Like, she'll make fun of you, and she'll be losing.
And then she loses. I love that, though.
I love it. I love it, too. I soak her in.
That's the best.
It's the best. But then she'll be competitive, like, with 2 people that aren't even, like, me and my brother-in-law. She'll be like, oh, you... Okay,
you'll get you guys to pin you against you.
Yeah, we're not even caring. Dude,
do you know how to yo-yo?
I mean, I'm not like a pro, but I could get back into it if I had to, I guess.
You know any tricks, like walk the dog or around the world? You're just a straight up and down.
I could walk the dog, have it sit.
And let it, yeah.
Back in the day, I'd have to relearn all that, but
it's good. I love me some yo-yo as well.
Yeah, yo-yo. I was more. Did you play hacky sack?
Yeah.
Dude, I killed some hacky sack.
Yeah, I never was like huge into it, but certainly.
Dude, hacky sack was cool until the stoners took it over.
They always had it though, right?
Nah, when we were really young, it was like the soccer players.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the kids at the bus stop waiting for the bus. We'd play. When you remember that game? It was like Foursquare. Oh. You'd like hacky like 3 times and then slam it against somebody, and if you hit them and they couldn't rebound, they were out, and then we'd go down to 3.
Oh, okay.
And you
I never
keep playing
played that.
one-on-one. Oh man,
you remember Foursquare though? Like with the playground ball, and it was like, you remember Foursquare? Yeah. The only remember was like
Same
4
thing.
fucking squares.
Yeah.
And you had a playground ball.
Yeah.
And you had to like slam it in their thing, right?
You had to throw it at somebody, and if they didn't catch it,
they were out, and then you rotate.
Same thing. We did it with a hacky sack.
All right. Well, you're fucking better than me.
I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying that's how we did it. But then, like, by the time I got to high school, it was like guys with dreadlocks and like Birkenstocks that were only playing, and like everybody else stopped playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did those guys win this game?
Dude, you remember the Leader Heights summer camp?
Mm-hmm.
and box hockey.
Leading up to May Day? Or right after May Day?
Right after May Day, when school was out.
Right.
And remember box hockey?
Box hockey.
It was like, it was a box, and it was cut in half, and at each end it had openings, like little mouse holes. In the centerpiece, there was another little mouse. There could have been 2 mouse holes. One, you put it was a field hockey ball, and you had field hockey sticks, and you did 1 hockey, 2 hockey, 3 hockey, and then you hit the ball, and then you had you had a shot to get it out of the hole, and then if you didn't get it, and then it was like the next person's turn.
I don't remember this.
Really? Dude, it was the best.
Hold on. I gotta go take a piss. I'll be right back.
Yep. Wait, hold on. My phone.
All right, sorry about that. I had to take a leak.
You're
Anyway, so
gonna cut that.
Butts Up. You remember Butts Up?
Dude, I was literally just gonna bring that up to you.
That game, we played it for hours.
Hours. I remember playing it at my house on the driveway against the garage.
Yeah, we played it up at Chris Stark's house.
Oh yeah. But we also played it at. I can remember the wall at Leader Heights too.
Yeah. Me too.
Totally.
Exactly. That shit was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was crazy, but they probably wouldn't even let kids play that today.
I don't know if how did we get away with it? I mean, we literally were pelting each other in the ass with the ball if we missed. How did that work?
You threw it against the wall.
You threw it, and if it got more than one bounce,
you threw it, and then as it's coming back, the other person had to catch it. If they bobbled it, you had to catch it clean. So if you bobbled it, then you had to sprint to the wall. If the other person,
if you dropped it,
yeah.
So if you didn't catch it,
then you
after one bounce,
it was just one bounce.
I think it would hit the wall and get one bounce, and then you could catch it. Because I don't think you could. I think it had to be something like that.
Okay, so then regardless, if you didn't either catch it or you bobbled it, whatever that was, you had to drop the ball
and then run to the wall and touch it before the other person hit the wall
with the ball.
Right, and then there was arguments. No, I got here first.
Right, and so if the ball beat you to the wall,
right,
you had to line up like you were getting arrested.
Yep.
And with your ass out, and they would throw the ball at you.
Exactly.
And if you beat the ball, then you're safe.
Right, and if they missed you, they missed you.
They missed you.
Yeah. How many times you get pegged in the back?
Or the fucking back of the head?
Yeah, or the back of the head. Oh, I always kept my head down low. That was a trick. You put your hands up high and kept your head down low. But we got pelted in the back and the butt. The worst was in the butt, dude. If they hit you dead center, because back then your ass isn't fat at all. It's just skin on bone.
Yeah,
so that's fucking. They were tagging you.
Yeah, dude. That was, and I would try to throw that shit as hard as I could.
Yeah. Oh, everybody did.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like we were being mean about it. It's just how life was.
I can't remember. I can't believe you don't remember box hockey.
Box hockey. Nah.
It was. I mean, I loved that game.
Yeah.
Hours at Leader Heights Summer
Well,
Camp.
Hockey was your thing from.
Yeah, but this wasn't hockey. I mean, I could.
Yeah, but still, it said hockey.
Yeah.
the hockey was in the name.
Tonsil
hockey. It was enough for you to be in. Oh, man.
That's funny, yeah. What other games like that?
Playground games?
Yeah.
Remember, the fort? Remember the swing set at Leaders Heights? It was almost like a little fort. Mm-hmm. And we'd play, I remember we played,
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill or King of the Fort, something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember how we played it. We were so young, man. Something about having to run to the top and then tag people. I can't remember.
Speaking of playing games as a kid, we were talking a couple weeks ago about playing football in backyard football.
Yeah.
I got contacted by our old friend Chris.
Yeah.
Who I said to him, dude, you should be a guest on the show. He's like, anytime.
Well, bring him in.
So we got to definitely get him on.
Yeah.
And a couple other people I think also want to get on.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Right. You have to go back into reminiscing about.
Yeah. Well.
Crazy things.
And when are you gonna make this matzo ball soup?
Dude, it's dragging on, isn't it?
It really
I really wanted to make it last week, and then I got so sick. I feel once I get better now, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, I definitely should. It's not like I don't want to. I definitely want to.
It sort of seems like you don't want to, but
I definitely. I have the ingredients here right now. You want to stop the show, make it?
No, it takes too long.
It does take forever. It's gonna be an issue.
Yeah. So. What else? I'm glad it's Friday.
Yeah, it is Friday. Normally we record on a Thursday. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, so that's nice.
So did you hear about your buddy Smolette? We were talking about him. He got 15 felonies.
Who?
Got charged with it. That's Jesse Smollett.
Oh, Jesse, yeah, 16. I saw that today.
Like 15, 16 felonies. I don't know if he's being charged with that now. Does that mean
it says he was indicted by a grand jury?
Right, he'll get. So he has to go through the legal process to find out how many of them stick.
He's innocent until proven guilty. That's our system.
Right.
That's our system. But he's gonna get put away for a little bit, unless he pleads out, which he probably will.
Well, what can he plead for?
Plead guilty for a lesser sentence.
Yeah, that's true.
Community service, a fine, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's true. It'd have to be a big fine. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, he should have to pay back the resources that were used to investigate these hoaxes.
How about it?
It's crazy.
The guy's got the money. He makes like what, $25,000 an episode.
Yeah, or maybe more. I don't know.
I don't know if it was much more.
He's doing better than us at the moment.
Better than us. Yeah, come on, people.
But he's off that show, or isn't he?
I have no clue. He's in jail right now. Oh, that's what I want to talk to you about. R. Kelly. Fuck, did you see this interview?
So I didn't see the interview, but I did see a recap of his meltdown.
Yeah.
Dude, he went fucking nuts.
Ballistic. Like a bitch.
What was that?
I'm trying to save my life in here. Wow.
Was he in jail giving that interview?
I don't think he was.
He was suited up, so he could have been. He wouldn't have been on the show.
He got out to do the interview. I don't know how that works. I guess
he would have bailed out.
No, he couldn't afford the bail, I thought.
10% of, what was it? 10% of $1 million.
$1 million. It was $100,000.
He didn't have that.
Apparently. Maybe they came up with it for him. I don't know.
Dude, he's fucked.
The dude, he was crying. And you know what's funny? I heard a reporter on NPR. They said they've been following him for like 20 years with the previous allegations when he did the Pee on You video. You know, not to quote Dave Chappelle, but when he pissed on that girl that was like 15, and they were like charging him with like child pornography.
He was his wife. That 15-year-old girl, I believe, was his wife. He was married to a 15-year-old.
No, that girl was like a groupie from the show. Like, apparently she had nothing to do with...
But he was married to a 15-year-old.
Yeah, her name was Aaliyah. Remember Aaliyah?
Yeah, the singer, that was who he was married to.
I've been watching you like a hawk in the sky.
Yeah, get it. I know who you're talking about. She got in a plane crash.
He was hooking up with her when she was like 15, 16.
How old was he then, though?
In his 20s, I guess. I mean, he's like 40 years old now. He's still pissing on 15-year-olds.
Nah, the guy's sick.
The guy's sick in the fucking head. And they said that when they interviewed him with that original case, he broke down like that and started acting out. And now he's doing it again. And it's like, come on, man. Like, you seriously are that warped in your head that you believe that you're innocent?
I heard, and again, this is hearsay because I heard it and I wasn't paying attention. So one of the stipulations for him to get bail was he couldn't go to a certain... He couldn't talk to younger... Whatever.
Well, yeah, sure.
Or whatever. And he was at this McDonald's that he frequented where he was hitting on fucking young girls. This is after he just got out.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking happened. Like, dude, you got a problem.
Yeah, he's got a problem. I mean, could you imagine if this would have happened to Michael Jackson back in the day? Did you hear about this Finding Neverland?
Yeah, dude, I heard it's intense. Did you watch it?
I haven't watched it. My mom watched it and gave me the recap, and she's like, I can't even watch the second episode. It's that bad.
It's episodes.
It's broken down into two...
I heard it's really bad.
Segments, I guess.
Too many episodes.
Right. Well, I mean, there's... Who knows what's real, what's not. One of the kids actually testified for Jackson back in the day when he was like in his 20s.
That would have just cost Michael money, right?
Who knows? Yeah, maybe he paid him then. But now he's coming out with Oprah and dishing on Michael. And it's like... But
he's not looking for money, is he?
I don't know if they're getting paid or not. I mean, it's Oprah Winfrey.
Is that who produced this movie?
Yeah, Finding Neverland, yeah.
That Neverland just sold. Oh, that's who produced it.
It's called Leaving Neverland.
Leaving Neverland.
I don't know if you'd want to find it.
Yeah. Apparently they talk about how they had like codes to get sexual. Like if they were holding hands, they would like rub each other's palms. Like it was like a sign, like let's go get whatever. Like they were claiming he was like busting nuts and shit. It was like crazy, like all kinds of stuff. It's graphic as fuck.
So I think what happened to him is because he was certainly abused as a kid.
Well, they say I've heard they say that he was chemically castrated by his parents, by Joe Jackson, I guess, so that he wouldn't grow, or his voice wouldn't change as he got older.
So what, they gave him chemicals that forced him to stay at this age?
I guess like estrogen.
But I think mentally he got frozen at like 8 years old, and on top of that he's gay, So I think he's like a gay 8-year-old, which is why he's attracted to these young boys, because he's like literally mentally a boy, a young boy.
I don't know enough about post-traumatic stress to understand how it affects you, but I'd imagine that as a young person, he was like tortured, like beaten.
Well, and he was like the breadwinner.
Chemical stuff is true. You know, if you're an 8, 9, 10-year-old getting put into these situations and beaten if you don't perform and beaten if you don't come through, who knows what kind of traumatic stress you're going through to push you into this. But it's not an excuse in any case. You know what I mean? The problem is, for me, it's like Sandusky. Like, so many people knew this sick fuck was touching kids and using his power position to, you know, take away their agency, to put it in whatever psychological terms. So in this case, it's the same thing. A lot of people knew. I mean, remember Latoya Jackson came out back in the day and she was like, my brother's a sick fuck. He's touching these kids. He's doing things. And everybody was like, nah, that bitch is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, even her brothers and sisters and her parents were like, shut the fuck up. Like, telling her basically be quiet. But she was
on it.
She was on it. Like, dude, I can't be part of this. This is sick. What my brother is doing is sick, so he needs help. You know? And now, like, everyone was kind of like, nah, well, maybe he's kind of weird, like, whatever. And now 20 years later, 30 years later, we're like, yeah, it was all happening the whole time. And, like, everybody knew it.
Yeah, everybody knew
so, for me, like, to create a monster like that, you have to have a lot of people around you that are about it.
Right.
You know? Because they're all like, I'm going to eat. I'm going to get my money. I don't give a fuck. Go fuck.
Well, he was the breadwinner. I mean, he was the cash cow.
It's nuts.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, I heard it's very disturbing. I don't know if I can watch it.
I'm kind of interested. I kind of want to watch it, but there's the other factor that, you know, the Jacksons, who have been against all these rumors all these years, are saying, well, why are you guys coming out now? You're hard up on money. You know what I mean? So who knows what's true?
Yeah, but you mean, you know, all these...
But it just, you know, between R. Kelly, Micheal Jackson, Sandusky,
Bill Cosby,
all this stuff that's coming out now about all these people that were famous just taking advantage and doing all this crazy stuff.
Harvey Weinstein. I think lots of Hollywood is that way. Man. Most of Hollywood is that way.
Yeah, it really makes you question everything.
How about the fucking dude from Britain?
Oh yeah, the
Jimmy Savile, is that his name?
Jimmy Savile, yeah.
He was like a major pedophile.
Did you ever watch that video, the Ninth Circle?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god!
About him.
It's about the British pedophilia ring and the cover-ups and him and how
he was knighted.
It went up to like the crown. Yeah, exactly. And there's princes, like Prince Andrew or whatever, was involved in some shit and got caught. And
I don't understand these fucking people.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's all these people with money, like.
Well, okay, so you have everything in the world, all the money in the world. What's the only forbidden fruit your money can't really buy?
Not a fucking 8-year-old boy.
Exactly. Well, to them, I'm saying.
That's so fucking... I can't even wrap my head around that.
I can't either. I can't. But, I mean, you and I are kind of like family men.
Sure.
You have kids. I might have one on the way. You know? The point being is... our brain doesn't work that way. We're thinking of feeding ourselves and our families. You know, how we're going to get through that next stage. These guys, like that guy was $5 billion just thinking about how to make his dick bigger.
It's fucked up.
Like I guess once you get to a certain point and you've tasted all the meat, you know, you want something different. But I don't know because I've never crossed that threshold.
I don't know. Like, I couldn't even imagine, like, hey, you tasted all the meat.
Well, how many guys do you know that are, like, honest guys like us get so rich and famous, and all of a sudden they're banging all these chicks? Tiger Woods. You know, he's a great example of a guy who, like, had everything. Like, built a huge career, beautiful wife, beautiful kids, and was banging a bunch of chicks.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And, like, threw his
whole
family away.
I don't get it.
You know?
I don't get it. But, yeah, so...
Crazy.
That Jimmy, I think a lot of Hollywood, like I said, is like that.
Yeah, monsters.
Pedophilia.
I want to know what Macaulay Culkin is going to say.
It's interesting because I was thinking the same thing. Like,
you know,
he always denied that.
Yeah, but now if you follow his Twitter feed, he's been talking mad shit about pedophilia and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Macaulay Culkin.
Remember when he got all drugged up back in the day? Like,
yeah,
he was
do you
on
think
heroin?
he was covering that up, or like
he was living with it, man. Like, why does a rich kid who had it all and like got to live with Michael Jackson, but nothing happened, is all of a sudden addicted to heroin and can't stand his life, almost kills himself?
Yeah, because he's coping.
Because he was lying, and he had to fucking push that shit all down.
Live with that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, to me, the proof's in the pudding. Like, how the fuck?
It's scary.
How the fuck, man? A lot of crazy shit out there.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy shit.
I mean, they say, like, that, you know, kids in Hollywood. I mean, look at what's his... the guy from... there was two Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman, yeah.
He's been saying that he was molested for years.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to believe him.
Yeah, Corey Feldman and the other one from
the other Corey.
Vampire.
I can't think of his name either.
I can't think of it either. But and even half the kids on those Nickelodeon shows, they say that they were all like the Amanda Byneses of the world and everything.
She went fucking nuts.
Yeah, man, come on.
Where is she? She's not dead, right?
Who knows? I don't know. I don't follow her. I don't know. But anyways, it's crazy. It's scary.
Yeah, it's scary.
It really makes you.
So
think
you're gonna watch that Finding Neverland? What is it? Leaving Neverland?
Leaving Neverland.
Leaving Neverland.
It's interesting. It might be something to watch. I mean, I watch a lot of stuff, man. I read a lot of stuff. It might come across my desk. We'll see.
Yeah, well, if you watch it, you gotta let me know. Although maybe I'll take a gander.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That just
bugs you out.
Yeah, it bugs me out.
It bugs me out too.
Especially having two young kids. It's just like.
Well, it makes you wonder. Well, for me, what everyone's told me that's watched it is they can't believe the parents.
Yeah.
The parents who were like, yeah, you know.
Did they take money?
I mean, I'm sure they were living high on the hog somehow.
Yeah.
There was some money exchanged because, like, you know, they went to the parents and they're like, look, do you care if these boys sleep in Michael Jackson's bed?
They really just straight up asked them?
Like, yeah, we don't care. Yeah, whatever.
Or they were like, hey, can they have a sleepover at the ranch? The Neverland Ranch? Or they were like straight up, hey, do you mind if they sleep in his bed?
I can't quote that because I didn't watch it. But
everybody
the secondary
info
feedback I've gotten is like, I can't believe the parents. Why did they knowing that these kids were sleeping in Michael Jackson's bed? Like, what 30-year-old plus man sleeps with a 10-year-old in his bed?
Wacko Jacko.
That's weird, man.
That's fucking beyond weird.
Fucking weird, man.
I heard that there is it true? There's considering like not letting his music be for sale anymore. Is that a true story?
No, a lot of places are starting to ban his music because of this. Like, I read an article about a radio station somewhere.
They're pulling
his music and stuff.
So it has nothing to do with the sales. It has to just do with the exposure.
Well, I mean, think about the identity politics society that we live in today.
Right.
You know, when you know, the big what to do was about the Christmas song.
Yeah, Baby It's Cold Outside.
Baby It's Cold Outside. There were radio stations that pulled it because a small segment of people were like, I'm offended by that.
Well,
now you're talking about, I mean, everybody I know is kind of offended because it's kind of giving credence to a rumor that we all thought might have been true, but we were all kind of like, nah, it was too big, people would have known. Now, like, a lot of people are offended. People that aren't offended, like, kind of like your offended class of today.
Dude, it offends me that people are offended.
No, it doesn't.
No, you're right. But
that's it.
We used to live in a society where the majority ruled, right? That was how it went. Not anymore. Like, if you had a peanut allergy, you just had to deal with your peanut allergy. But now they'll say peanuts aren't allowed here for one fucking kid.
Well, I'll tell you what my view is on that, and I could be completely wrong, but from 1985 till like 2000, lawyers in this country sued for every fucking thing.
Well, they still do. That's why we need tort reform.
Well,
but that's another story.
That has created the liability culture.
Sure.
So, identity politics aside, people are scared to allow anybody to have a situation around them because they don't want to get sued. I mean, think of everything's business today. Everybody's a brand. You're a brand. I'm a brand. My wife's a brand. You know, if something happens around me, in my person, in my camera shot, and I might look or seem like I'm involved in this person's downfall or pain or ailment, it's going to be bad on my brand. It's going to be a liability. It's going to be whatever.
It could ruin your life.
You know, like, oh, he has a peanut allergy and you're sitting here eating peanuts and sneezing on him. You know, like, how am I supposed to know that? Well, don't eat peanuts anywhere. I mean,
right.
You can't even eat peanuts on a plane, because if you sneeze while you're eating peanuts and it goes in the air, someone could get an attack.
Right, and they're suing the airline.
They're suing the airline, and, you know, everybody's at fault, and yada, yada. But this is, for me, like, we have to be careful, because there is, like, this whole class of, you know, offendedness that is sparking a lot of debate. But there is also this, like, air to libelous that people are scared, you know, of getting sued.
Yeah,
and that the two of them combined has created, like, a perfect storm of, what do we do now? You know, like, how do we handle this situation?
Yeah. That's why we need tort reform.
We need a lot. Yeah.
And I think that's also what affects the medical industry.
Oh, medical industry, yeah. That whole thing of not being liable for any injury caused by vaccines, that's scary to me. Because, I mean, I'm not saying I'm, like, for or against vaccines, whatever. But if something happened to my kid and I couldn't sue anybody because the government said you're not allowed to, like, what? So I can sue somebody if they use peanuts around my kid, but I can't sue them if they inject my kid and now my kid can't walk or talk anymore. That's crazy. That's, like, the two things it should be flipped. You know, you shouldn't really be able to, you know, if someone sneezes around your kid eating peanuts, you shouldn't be able to sue that person.
Right, it's called personal responsibility.
Like personal responsibility, but at the same time, if you're being told you have to take this vaccine and you can't sue if you get fucked up, like, that's the exact opposite of what reality is to me.
Do you get the flu shot?
No, never.
Me neither.
Every time my dad gets a flu shot, he gets sick. That's how I got sick this time.
No, it's bullshit.
He gets sick, he brings it home to me, I get the flu. I'm inoculated now, thanks. You know, and I've been sick for 2 weeks. Now I'm on an antibiotic because it turned into a goddamn sinus infection. I'm pissed off. If he wouldn't have got the flu shot, I probably wouldn't have got the fucking flu this year.
100%.
It pisses me off.
Yeah.
I'm angry about it. Keep saying you gotta get the flu shot. Yeah, why?
Yeah, if you got it, you're protected, so you won't get it, and I won't get it.
I don't fucking care, yeah. If you have a vaccine, what do you care if I get mine or not? You're already protected.
That's right.
Am I the danger? I'm in danger if somebody comes into the picture and gives us both the flu. You're going to be inoculated, right?
That's right.
I'm going to get sick as a dog.
That's the big scam.
But you're the one screaming, I get vaccinated, so should you. Aren't you protected? What the fuck's the problem?
Right.
I don't know. I don't want to get into that because that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, another time, another day. But yeah, it's a scam. That's a fucking scam right there.
It's a scam, and it's a scary scam.
Yeah.
I don't know what and that's the whole thing about pharmaceuticals. I have this old, idea that they try to keep us sick. Think about in the 80s, in the 90s, they were telling us, like, eat as much bread as possible. Like the food pyramid.
Yeah.
It was like, it was like
grains.
Grains was the biggest part of the pyramid. This should be the biggest part of your diet. Grains and the vegetables were like the top of the pyramid. Like that little tip. Like eat enough vegetables.
No, the sugar fucking was at the top.
There's no sugar on the.
There wasn't?
On the thing.
I thought the top was sugar.
No, man, that's sugars. I don't think so. It was grains.
I thought it was grains, veggies, meat, or whatever. Who fucking
I don't remember.
knows? We didn't
pay attention.
But
grains was the biggest at the bottom.
Yeah.
So like basically eat bread, eat cereal, eat all this stuff that now we know makes you fat.
It causes diabetes.
It causes diabetes.
Which is what they've done.
So basically they whether they knew it or not, for 25 years they convinced us that we should eat the wrong foods. And they say if you want to eat properly, flip that upside down. Make the grains the top of the pyramid, the smallest, and the meats and the healthy fats at the bottom.
Yep.
The biggest part.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all a fucking scam. I think the toothpaste gives you cavities.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I can't say yes or no. I'm not a dentist.
You wouldn't put it past these fucks.
I mean that's the crazy part about it. Like,
right. That you can
it's a consumerist society, so they would want planned obsolescence. Like think of our roads, like the materials they use to build our roads. There's other materials they could use that probably last like 10, 15, 20 years longer without getting potholes and stuff. But they use these materials to keep people working and keep the money going and the economy flush. You know, it's planned obsolescence. My laptop crashed last night. It's 6 years old, right? The technology hasn't exploded that much more since I got that. That's an i3, right? Which is still like the newest. It's a quad core. It's not a dual core, right? And it crashed on me after 6 years because it can't keep up with like the programming. I'm like with Apple, and they've proven this with like Apple and Samsung. They send out in the newest like programming codes that fuck up your shit.
100%. And same with the cell phones.
So you buy a new one, and I just bought a new one.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yep. And now the new one doesn't have a USB port, so you had to buy an adapter for
For it.
Oh, it's a whole fucking racket.
It makes me sick.
It's a whole racket.
Makes my head pound, dude. Makes my head pound.
How's that Alka-Seltzer working out?
It's gone. It was. I took it an amoxicillin too. Hopefully, by next week I won't sound so nasally.
Is it true if you give a seagull an Alka-Seltzer, it blows up?
I don't think it explodes. Like I wouldn't imagine it being like a car, but its stomach will rupture and it'll die.
Oh, but it doesn't like literally like explode in front of you.
I don't believe so.
But it does kill it.
I think birds, yeah. If you give them that, they don't have like stomach acids and stuff. Like they eat rocks to digest their food. So if it goes in there and there's no way for their bodies to like
tame it,
yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think birds fart like we do. You know, they don't have like the kind of gastral indigestion.
Really?
Or gastral systems that we have.
So birds don't fart.
Have you ever heard a bird fart or burp?
I'm terrified of birds, so I wouldn't even be close to one to fucking listen.
I love birds, man. I love sitting on the back porch just watching birds.
No, I can listen and watch, but like people have birds as pets? No, hell no.
My mom had birds as pets. I hated them.
Oh, dude, there's no fucking way.
I forced her at one point to get rid of them because they're so filthy. Ugh. And unless you're like literally cleaning them day and night, they are the filthiest, worst pets. And if they're cranky and they're snippety, they'll take a chunk out of you.
Nah, man, I'm terrified of birds.
Ugh.
I hate birds.
Yeah, I'm more of a dog guy. I love my dogs.
Yeah, I don't have any animals anymore because you know what? All animals do is set you up for heartache.
Oh, come on, don't give me this.
But it's true, man.
No, I know they don't live as long.
And and you got to put them down. It's fucking heart wrenching.
I know, you gotta cry a little bit in life.
That's fine. I'm not opposed to...
You can't enjoy the sweet if you don't taste the bitter, malaka.
I'm not opposed to a cry. I'm just saying, why do you have to... I mean, you're literally planning your cry.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit in the bathtub with some candlelight.
Your nuts will plug the...
And the nuts are gonna pop up to the top. They'll be under the foam of the bubble bath. I'll have a glass of red wine.
And you just let it go.
I'll have a picture of my dog, that I just put down at the end of the bathtub. And, I'll put some sad music on. I'll have a good cry.
I guarantee you won't do that.
I mean, I don't have a bathtub right now.
Okay, fair enough.
So maybe a hot shower and a rub and tug. I don't know.
In there, like hunched over, like Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura.
Crying.
No, so I don't know. Listen, do animals bring you joy in life? Of course they do, but I don't know, man. I had to put down a dog last July.
Yeah.
The second dog I had to put down. It's fucking terrible.
It is.
It's terrible.
I had to put down my sister's dog. Like, they brought him here to retire when they had the baby. So we had him at like 11 years old. French bulldog. Awesome little guy, chubby little guy. He was great, and then his nerves started going out on him, painting, and they were like, "What do we do with this?" And nobody wanted to take care of it. And of course, they look at me because I'm like the man, like, go take care of this. So I took him to put him down, dude. I was like, I'll do it, no problem.
You're a tough guy.
But then I get there, and then they're like, they're like, will you come in? You want to come in and sit with him and whatever. It's nice.
You build that shit
for
up.
The owner to be there, and I'm like, I'm not even the owner, but all right. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching him. They inject him, and he goes to sleep, and he's gone. And I'm just like, I need a tissue, man.
Must be my allergies.
The girls there are like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I just can't get the fuck out of here. This place is terrible, man.
Oh, it's so bad.
Like, here's his paw, by the way. We had an impression made. I'm like, get out of here.
Dude, yeah, it's fucking terrible. I got the ashes of one of mine.
Yeah, you kept them.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I've never opened the bag. It's
really?
the ashes are in
a box. You gotta
box.
go spread the bag wherever the dog loved to be. Is it like a park or like a...
Nah.
Anything like
he
that?
loved to be... This fucking dog had epilepsy from...
Oh, God.
The beginning. This fucking dog, all he loved to be is in the middle of the goddamn floor.
Yeah.
In your way.
Shaking.
No, he didn't. Well, he did. I mean, he
had the Alabama
massive seizures. They were fucking freaky as fuck.
Did you have to give him the pills?
Yeah, dude. He started having seizures at 1.
Yeah.
So, and he lived to be 10 or 11. And he had him for that decade.
Whole time,
and it made him so fucking loopy.
Yep.
So fucking, this dog would eat his dog. I watched this fucking dog, dude. His name was Biscuit. I watched this dog take a shit, turn around, and eat it.
Oh, that's the worst.
And then come in just licking his chops and shit like that.
That's the worst, man.
I mean, I'd let him kiss my face right then.
little chop.
Just because I love him. Yeah. No. Fuck that. But no, it was so repulsive. But I fucking loved that dog. But I always felt bad because he just didn't have the life he deserved. It was a yellow lab.
Oh, yellow lab, really?
Yeah.
And he ate some shit. I guess he had a little brain damage from the seizures, huh?
No, that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think the medicine that we gave him for it was powerful medicine. It just made his stomach fucked up. I don't know what. He just wasn't right. But, you know, he was always happy. Like, he'd come in and that fucker would be on the floor and his tail would start wagging. I mean, he was happy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I always felt bad for him.
Yeah, dogs are happy if they're in the right pack.
Yeah.
You know, they say if a dog stares at you a lot, they love you. And when you're holding them, if they start yawning, it means they're like content and comfortable and in love.
Yeah, or if they like get on their back.
Yeah.
If they can be on their back around you, they trust you.
That's the number one rule when you get a puppy, is every day you have to put them on their back. That's the only way you can break them, really, without any kind of force, is make sure you put them on their back. They're going to squirm a little bit and just hold them down there.
Yeah. You know? Just the trust
after a couple months, they'll do it by themselves. They'll start rolling on their back, like, you know.
Yeah.
They'll give you that, what they call this submissive position.
Yeah.
You know. Usually you learn that when you're in health, you know.
Class. The submissive position.
The submissive position.
Yeah, I saw it on the porn. No, but then we had a chocolate lab also at the same time.
Yeah.
And then that's the one we just put down last year.
Yeah. Did you cry?
Yeah.
You cried a lot, yeah.
Did I cry a lot?
Yeah.
In the moment I cried, but then it's weird. When I walked out of the vet, I never cried again about it.
Yeah. That's how I was too. Same way.
Yeah.
It breaks me up when it's right there, and then you go out, you wipe your face, and you go have a few drinks in honor of the dog, whatever. It's good to go.
Yeah, no, it sucks though. Yeah, so that's why I'm not getting animals anymore, because I'm not going through that. Although, you know, like I said, they give you the joy.
Right girl. You're gonna meet the right girl and settle down. You guys are gonna be like, I don't know if I want to have kids, but let's get a dog.
I mean, you just heard me talk about my nuts getting snipped. There's no kids.
Well, there you go.
Coming.
So the proof's in the pudding, sugar.
Right. But sugar free, because I'm a diabetic.
Sugar free.
But
you're the sugar.
Right. No, because as I get older and the kids get older, and I want to be able to just get up and go.
Yeah.
And you can't do that with a fucking dog. Or you can do it with a cat, because cats can just do their thing, but not with a dog.
Yeah.
Look, never say never, right? But
never is forever. I mean, look, here's the thing about dogs. A dog, when your balls plop up in the tub, you know, they'll lick them. But a cat will jump on them and scrape them. So
I don't want either to happen.
The older you get. My wife's like, what's fucking wrong with you, you degenerate fuck?
Jesus
get
Christ. She's like, let's
here.
get rid of these dogs right now.
Jesus, thank God we don't have a tub. What would this guy be doing? Sitting in there with a tub of peanut butter.
Crying.
Staring at the dog in the eyes like, tonight's the night, boy. It's going to be rowdy in here.
Oh, fuck. Well, on that note.
On that note.
Thanks. I guess should we wrap this one up?
Yeah. Let's get out of here. I'm getting hungry anyway.
Yeah. So let's. If you haven't already, subscribe. Right. We want everybody to subscribe.
Hit up the Instagram.
Yeah. Hit up the Instagram. Please email us with any show topics, ideas, suggestions you'd like to hear. Tell 2 friends to subscribe or at least listen.
Menage a trois.
And we'll talk to you all next week.
Yep. Love you guys. Peace.
L'chaim!